everyone. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you're all doing well. And just a quick shout out to Debbie, Amy, Julie, Doug, Lindsay, and anyone else who might be joining us today. We are going to do some more of the vagus nerve stretches for class today. So a block or a rolled towel, and the same with this is just a wedge, but you can use just a towel rolled that will just go right behind the sits bones in some of the poses. And we'll be working on crescent shapes while we're taking the body into a crescent shape to stretch out the side body. And we will go ahead and get started in Shavasana. Just lying flat on your backs, noticing how your body feels, and maybe even the points of your body that are connecting with the mat. Allowing more and more areas to fall heavy onto the mat. Bringing awareness to your breath and how it feels on the inhale and the exhale. Keeping your thoughts in the present moment and letting go of any of them that don't serve you today, like anger, fear, anxiety, stress. You can't change the past or the future. You can only work on the very present moment that you're in right now. And on your next inhale, just taking a nice deep breath, filling up the bellies and lungs completely with air. Pausing at the top of the breath. And then slowly exhaling everything out, taking the belly buttons all the way to the spine. And on your next inhale, we'll do a counted breath, inhaling slowly for 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause at the top of the breath. And then slowly exhaling everything out. Taking one more counted breath at your own pace, inhaling slowly for 6. Pausing at the top of your breath. And slowly exhaling everything out. And then just very gently, we're going to plant the feet on the mat, bending the knees. And just notice the feeling of the feet grounding into the mat. Lift the toes off the mat. Press the balls of the feet and the heels into the mat. Really push the feet down into the mat. Noticing that feeling. And then we're going to make the number 4 with our legs, taking the right ankle over the left thigh. Interlace the fingers behind the leg. Pulling the left leg in and just gently rocking left and right. Massaging through the low back. Releasing the hands and reversing the legs. Left over right this time, and releasing the fingers. right thigh and gently rocking left and right. Placing the hand, gently roll onto the right side. And take the arms behind us. Knees up the lower block, below the head. Interlace the fingers, roll the arms down long behind you. Open up through the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Open the mouth inside. Releasing the fingers and stretch the hands out long behind you. Step that top foot to the mat. Gently bring that leg down, hand down. Come onto the opposite side, do the same thing. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Open up through the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Open the mouth inside. Releasing the fingers, stretching the hands out long, and stepping that top foot to the mat behind you. Like opening up through the side body, almost like you're taking a full body yawn. Lowering that leg down, hand down, pressing back up. And at this point you can use a wedge or a towel, and it would go right at the bottom of the sits bones, just to elevate you, and at the same time taking the bellies in so the back stays nice and straight. So if that wedge doesn't feel good, having that elevation there, you can go working without it. And we don't want to cross the legs, we want to leave them side by side on the ground. So you can put whichever leg in front feels good to you. And grounding into the sits bones. And we're just gently going to bring the right arm up, reaching and inhaling, and slowly start to bend over, making that nice crescent shape with the upper half of the body. And as you do that and continue to reach over, press the right hip into the floor. So every time it wants to lift up, you're going to press it back down, pushing the sits bones into the mat, feeling that nice long stretch, elongating through the whole side body. Inhale, coming up. And the same thing on the opposite side, gently lower the right hand down to the mat. We're going to take the left arm up and reach over. And nice full bend. This time in the left side. Continue to press that left hip down into the mat. Don't let it lift up as you go over. Inhale, coming back up. And just gently resting the hands on the mat. I'm going to take the head and turn it over the right shoulder. Slowly bring it back to center. Gaze over the left shoulder. Bring the gaze back to center. And lower the chin down to the chest. Bringing your gaze back to center. We're going to start with the right arm. Reach the fingertips straight out. Keeping the arm and hand parallel to the floor. Shrug the shoulder up and take the ear towards the shoulder. And then for a slow count of 10, we're going to slowly start to raise the head and lower the arm until the head goes all the way to the opposite shoulder. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, shrug the shoulder up, tilt that ear towards the shoulder, and then on our slow count of 10, we'll start to bring the head back to center, lowering the arm, and slowly taking the head to the opposite side, and the arm all the way to the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering the hand down. Bringing the head back to center slowly. Last time, reach out nice and long through the arm. Shrug the shoulder up, ear to shoulder, and then for the slow count of 10, start to drop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower the hand down slowly. Bring your gaze back to center. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Reach nice and long to the left arm. Shrug the shoulder up. Tilt the ear to the shoulder. And slowly begin to lower. 2, 3, 2 more times, same side. Reach the arm out long. Shrug the shoulder up. Take the ear to the shoulder. And slowly start to lower. 2, 3, the left arm out, shrug the shoulder up, ear to shoulder, and counting to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, shoulders up towards the ears and down the back. Again. Feeling that deep stretch through the shoulders. Bring the right hand behind the head, palm to the back of the head, and we're just going to twist. Turning towards the elbow as the elbow aims towards the back of the room. Coming back to center. Lower the elbow down. Bring it right into the side and just tip it towards that arm. One more time. Bring the arm up to the back of the head and twist. Moving back to center. Lower the arm down. Same on the left. Bring the palm to the back of the head. The elbow towards the back of the room and your gaze within. Going back to center. Elbow into the side. And just tilt over slightly. Bring the arm back up, palm to the back of the head, and turn. Move back to center, lower the arm down. Again, shrug the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up, fold forward. Keep the sits bones on the mat, just like we did when we were in crescent. Keep taking the sits bones back down towards the mat when they want to pop off of the mat, and reaching the fingers forward. whichever leg you'd like to first. You can either cradle the knee and the foot, or using two hands on the foot, guide the leg through hip circles, taking it in both directions. Lowering that leg down, sit up nice and tall, grounding through the sits bones, bounce out the knees. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Nice big hip circles. Lowering that leg down, bounce out the knees, ground through the sits bones, sit up nice and tall. Take the shoulders down and back, lift through the chest, arms come right up beside you. Hinge forward, reaching for the toes. Take a nice deep breath in. See if you can fold forward further. Slowly coming up. I'm going to come onto all fours in a little different version of child's pose. So you'll need your block here, or even a pillow or a towel. And we're going to rest the forehead on this. So as you're going to sink down into child's pose, I'm going to place the right hand right alongside the mat, forehead on the top of the block, and then reach the left arm around. You can move the block down if you need more space, but this left hand is going to come as far over towards the right side of the mat as you can take it. And in the same movement, we're going to sink into the right hip. So your whole body is making that same crescent shape. Now this way, we reach over, keeping the head elevated. Sinking further into the right hip. And seeing if you can walk the fingers of the right hand just a little bit further over. And we're going to reverse it. We're going to take the block over to the left side of the mat. Forehead resting on the mat, left hand along the side of the mat, right reaches over and then sink into the right hip. Seeing if you can take the right fingers and walk them a little further. Back to center and just going straight back into child's pose. Forehead resting on the mat, sinking into the hips. Can you walk your fingers a little bit further and sink back into the sits bones? Up onto all fours, curl the toes under and sit back right onto the heels, feeling that pull and stretch in the toes, and then coming back to tabletop, tap up the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the right arm up, and then thread through, coming into shoulder, right temple, inhale up the left arm. Exhale, take a bind. And you can also take that left leg out long behind you, foot flexed. Gently bring that leg down, hand down, pressing up into neutral. On the left, inhale up the left arm. And then thread through, coming down onto the shoulder. Left temple, inhale up the right arm. Exhale, taking a bind, placing the right hand behind the hip, and taking the right leg out long behind you, foot flexed. Gently bring that leg down, hand down, pressing back up into neutral. Walking the palms forward, slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Come up into full cobra pose. Press the palms into the mat. Shoulders stay down and back, chest lifted. As we come down, we're going to take that left arm underneath the right. Keep the hips planted on the mat so that the right hip is not lifting. We're just doing an upper twist here. Bring the right hand back down to the mat. Press up into full cobra again. And on the exhale this time, thread the right arm through. Make sure the left hip stays planted on the mat. Pressing the palms into the mat. Inhale up into full cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Curling your toes under, come into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet. Maybe lifting the heels off the mat. And then trying to plant them back down, feeling the stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale up the right leg. And then step it forward between the hands. Coming up in crescent lunge. Keep that back foot nice and long and straight, not allowing the knee to fall down. Chest and hips, everything is tracking forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, take them behind you. Interlace the fingers again. Open up through the chest. Lift the head. Slight back bend. From here, exhale, nose to knee. Release the left hand. Keep the right hand behind the back. And we're going to twist. Bring the left elbow over the right knee. To frame the foot, lower down onto the back knee, flip the back toes. You'll toe the right foot to the edge of the mat, staying right here in lizard pose. You can even roll to the outside edge of your foot, come down onto your forearms if you'd like for a deeper stretch. Coming back up into long arms, heel toe that right foot over to the left wrist to come into pigeon. Lift through the chest. We're going to slowly take this right hip, roll it down onto the mat. Right toes turn up. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Left hand to left foot, reach overhead with the right. Stack lifting the shoulders again, lengthening through the right side of the body. Inhale, bring the hands back to the top of the mat. Come into downward facing dog, pedal out the feet. Inhale up the left leg. And on the exhale, step it forward. Coming up into crescent lunge. Keeping the leg nice and long behind you. Inhale, bring the arms up. Chest is lifted, shoulders are down and back. Exhale, interlace the fingers. Slight back bend. And nose to knee. keeping the left hand behind the back, coming up, and bring the right elbow over the knee, twist. Hands come down to frame the foot lower down onto the back knee, back toes. Heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat, and we're just staying right here in lizard. You can roll to the outside edge of your foot if you'd like, and come down onto your forearms, or stay right here. Heel to the left foot over to the right wrist, coming into pigeon, keeping the back leg rotated internally to the body. Gently roll this right hip down onto the mat. Right toes come up, left foot to the inside of the thigh. This time reach overhead with the left arm. Stacking through the shoulders. Inhale, bring the arms up to the top of the mat. Coming back into downward facing dog, pedal up the feet. Hop, step, or float forward. Heel toe the feet out wider than hip distance. Using the two peace fingers, grab the big toes, cap it with the thumb. And on the exhale, pull the chest down towards the thighs, letting the head hang heavy. Inhale, take the hips up. Exhale, pull the chest down. Inhale, hips come up, release the arms. Grabbing both biceps and just hang, letting the head hang heavy. Gently shaking the head no. I will not have negative thoughts and negative speak. And shaking the head yes. I have positive thoughts and positive speak. Lower the hands right down to the mat. Walk over towards the left foot. Slide the right foot out. Keeping the toes planted down on the mat. Hold here. And then bring the toes up towards the ceiling. Pressing into the heel. Plant that right foot. Walk the hands over. Framing the right foot this time. Keeping the left foot planted. Toes come back to center, heel toe the feet in slightly, then turn the toes out, heels in, come into Buddha squat. Here we're going to use the palms together at heart center and press open into the legs at the elbows. Breathing here. Placing the hands on the mat, take the hips straight up to the ceiling, heel toe the feet in. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up. Palms meet, hands come to heart center, forward fold. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right goes back, left, vinyasa. And we'll do a few sun salutations since it's spring. Hop, step, or foot forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, sweep your arms all the way up. Hands to heart center, forward fold. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right, left, vinyasa. Downward facing dog. One more time. Hop, step, foot forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Sweep arms all the way up. Hands through heart center. Forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Right leg goes up. The left. Vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Roll slowly forward into plank. Bringing the right hand to the center of the mat. Open up the left hand. Reverse that slowly, left hand to the center of the mat. And right opens up. Lower that hand down to the mat. Coming all the way down slowly. You're going to take the arms long behind you. Palms down. And when you're ready, lifting the upper body, reaching back with the fingertips, or you can even interlace the fingers, lifting up. And as long as you don't have lower back problems, you can lift the lower legs off of the mat. Breathing here. Slowly releasing everything down to the mat. Right cheek to the mat, windshield wiper the legs, left and right. And back up. And do that same lotus pose again. We're coming up into bow, grabbing the ankles and not the feet, and just breathing in this position. Slowly lowering everything back down to the mat. Left cheek to the mat. Windshield wiper the legs, left and right. Lowering the legs down. Bring the right hand across the top of the mat. And your left hand is going to come to the inside of the left leg. Equal opposite pressure here, so pushing against the ankle and vice versa. Releasing the hand, we're going to drop that left leg right behind the right knee, and then bring the right leg up, holding the ankle, pressing, putting a bit of pressure from the left foot behind the knee. Releasing. Same thing opposite side, left arm across the top of the mat, right hand to the inside of the right foot. And releasing the leg down, behind the opposite left knee, pulling the left leg up. Pressure, putting some pressure behind the left leg. Right underneath shoulders press all the way back into child's pose, sinking into the hips. Crossing the ankles, coming down onto the sits bones. And we're going to come down onto our mats. And before coming in to bridge pose, we're going to use any pillow or block that we were using. Place it right under the sits bones. Taking the legs out long. Cross the left ankle over the right ankle. I'm going to take both to the right side of the mat. Same thing with the hands, one hand over the other and tilting towards the right. So the legs are headed towards the right and so are the arms in the same crescent shape that we've been using throughout the practice today. This time right crosses over left. And we're going to sweep both the arms and the legs to the left. Slowly coming back to the center. Planting the feet, removing the block or pillow that you are using, and we'll come into bridge pose. Interlacing the fingers together behind the back, rolling the shoulders under, lifting the tummies, planting the feet, grounding into the mat. And releasing the shoulders, down one vertebrae at a time. Slowly. Grabbing the insides of the feet and coming into happy baby. And gently rocking left and right. Releasing the hands from the feet, taking the feet straight up to the ceiling, as if you're pressing the balls of the feet and the heels into the ceiling above you. Gently bringing the feet down to the mat and planting them. Heel toe the feet out to the edges of the mat, keeping the left foot planted. Drop the right knee into center. toe the feet to the center of the mat. First two pine twist, right leg over left. Both legs falling to the left. Take your gaze to the right. To center, reversing the legs, left over right, legs falling to the right, take your gaze to the left. To center, and then coming into recline butterfly, feet together, knees falling apart, rolling your shoulders under, taking your chin down slightly. Leaving your feet planted for just a moment. And coming into your final Shavasana, feet to the corners of the mat, letting them fall apart. Palms up, shoulders under, chin down, lengthening through the spine. And if a thought comes into your mind, acknowledge it, but let it pass by. Taking your awareness back to a counted breath. Touching your thumb to each one of your fingers. maybe wiggling your toes and touching your thumb to each one of your fingers. And taking a full body stretch like you do first thing in the morning. And gently rolling onto your right side in fetal position. The reading for today. Instinctively, when we become afraid or find ourselves in a painful situation, we may leave our bodies temporarily, shut down, move our consciousness out, abandon or ignore ourselves. Sometimes it's natural to go numb and just go through the motions until things calm down. It's easier than feeling, but shutting down our bodies and emotions, disappearing as a way of life won't get us where we're going. Living with an open heart means we stay present for ourselves and feel as much as we can, as much as we need to. Feel the feelings that come our way. You are safe now. You know how to own your power. You know how to lovingly care for and nurture yourself. You know how to trust God and the universe to help you. Know that you can trust yourself and be safe enough to feel. Gently using your left hand to push yourself to a seated position. Hands to heart center. And we'll take 2 healing, energy-sending breaths. On our first breath, seeing someone in our mind's eye who needs a healing energy. Inhaling that person into your heart and showering them with beautiful golden light. And on our next breath, we'll take our own. The light in me sees and honors the light in each one of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend and a good week ahead, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining.